Well, hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in this morning. My name is DannyDealz. The show is Un Poco Mas, where we try to bring you just a little bit more. It is 5:45 a.m. out here in beautiful Los Angeles. That makes it about 45 minutes till the market's going to open, about 8:45 out in NYC. Hope it's a great morning wherever you are. I got up early this morning to read the new filing that came out Friday for TENX Therapeutics. That's ticker symbol TENX. Um, this is a 14A schedule of information preliminary proxy statement. It's basically what this statement does is it announces their annual meeting and it tells you what's going to happen at that meeting, what items will be voted on. So the just to run through this really quick, I just read this very quickly. I'm extremely tired. I've only had one cup of coffee, but I do get up early because you guys need this information, and I know you don't want to read this, 30-page proxy statement. Who does, right? So I went ahead and read this bad boy for you. If you want to read any of the SEC filings, just go on over to 10xthera.com, click on investors, and then SEC filings are all right there in front of you. You can download any of them in PDF or HTML or however you choose to view these. So, in any case, basically the annual meeting is going to be held on June 9th, 2023. This is a pretty standard meeting. A lot of people were flipping out over that this includes the vote to authorize a reverse split. One thing I'd like to point out is that the stock right now is sitting at like 36 cents. And to maintain its listing on the NASDAQ, the stock needs to be at $1. Of course, that's a bid price rule. It affects every single stock on the exchange. Um, so you have to look at it this way: management would be absolutely derelict in their duty if they did not announce the vote for the reverse stock split. That doesn't mean they're necessarily going to affect the reverse stock split, but this is the only annual meeting. This is the only opportunity they're going to have to vote, because we already got notice that we were below the bid price rule. So I believe it's like September, October, the new I think it's September, the 6 months is over. So um I think we can ask for one more extension also. But the point is, if a partnership comes, I don't think they need to do the reverse stock split. If a partnership doesn't come, they almost definitely are going to need to do the reverse stock split. But it's absolutely malpractice if you don't vote to authorize it at this meeting, if they don't put this on the agenda. Um, because otherwise you're going to get delisted, and that's just going to lead to more problems. A reverse stock split is also, it is not dilution. It just, all it does is combines your shares. If you had, you know, 5 shares worth 50 cents each, it's worth $2.50. If you did a 5-for-1 reverse stock split, you just end up with one share worth $2.50. They just combine the shares, combine the equity that those shares own, and that's really all it does. So a reverse split is not actually dilution. It often accompanies an offering right after the fact. That's just the pattern for most penny stocks. It gets into that reverse split offering, toilet bowl swirl, where your company and your investment dollars just go straight down the drain, or in Australia, go this way. But in any case, your money goes down the toilet. But so they have to make this vote. There's really no choice, because if you don't do this, you're essentially like giving up on the company. So here's what's going down at the annual meeting. Number one, election of directors. We'll go run through these guys very quickly in a second. Approval of reverse stock split. This is, I believe, between 3-1 and 40-for-1. They put, so I recommend they go a little bit deeper, cut the share count way down, get the stock price up way above $1. Make it harder and harder to short the stock if you go ahead and cut down the number of shares in the free float. So, approval for the plan amendment proposal, they're basically asking for authorization to increase the number of shares available for compensation of their employees, directors, management, etc. Ratification appointment of Cherry Bakehart LLP as our independent registered public accounting firm. Um, I don't really know who that company is off the top of my head. Imagine there's some small accounting firm out in the Triangle. Um, no real issue there. I mean, their price was reasonable. I noted on the for their audit and stuff. They kept the cost pretty well down. And then you vote to adjourn. So goes through how proxy works and how you can vote. That your broker actually is the registered owner of your shares. You're the beneficial owner of your shares. You have to direct your broker to vote your shares, or you can direct the proxy. It's extremely simple to do. The proxy here is Morrow Sodali. Again, haven't heard of them. They're in Stamford, Connecticut. But if you're a stockholder in the company, you want to know how to vote your shares. You can actually take a look at 800 You can call, or 10x.info at investor.maryland. You know, look this stuff up, read the filing. If you're an investor or even a trader in a stock, the very, very least you should be doing is reading these filings, and or at least going through them and understanding what's in them, because um, this is the source material. I mean, you can listen to some big fat idiot online. You can read articles, and if you read any of these publications, Motley Fool will tell you one thing, then Investor Place will tell you another thing. Tip rate, all the people are all over the place, and even within the own sites, within the own analysts, within the own firms, people can disagree. So if you really want to know what the company is up to and what these filings say, you have to take the time to read them, or at least, get a reliable source and, at least go over the content. So, taking a look at the board of directors, 10X has a surprisingly outstanding board of directors. June Elmenhoff, a lot of these people have been here since 2021. That's when they bought out Dr. Rich's company, Precision. And so I think some of these people are coming over from Precision. And then Declan Dugan. Of course, some of these guys have been here. Gerald Prohl, who's the chairman of the board, has been around since 2014. All the other guys are new since the Precision buyout in early 2021, and then Robin Hunter came on in January 2022. But June Elmenhoff, MD, PhD, she was with GlaxoSmithKline, increasing levels of responsibility there. She has an outstanding resume. The board of directors believes Dr. Elmenhoff's close to 25 years leadership experience, biopharma executive, her expertise in research and development, as well as her experience with public and private biotech boards, venture, philanthropy, investment, product commercialization, qualify her to serve on the board. Next, we have Michael Davidson, MD. He's been on the board since 2021. He's the chief executive officer of New Amsterdam Pharma. I am not familiar with that company. He is since 2007. Dr. Davidson has served as clinical professor and director of the lipid clinic at University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine. And you can go on to read his bio. He's spun off a company um, acquired by AstraZeneca in 2013 for $443 million. So this is the kind of experience we want. Obviously, if you're with this company, you should know who our main people are, such as Declan Dugan. Again, he is a medical doctor, extensive experience and resume. He was also just held a professorship at Harvard School of Public Health, Glasgow University Medical School, and Kitasuto University in Tokyo. He received his medical degree from Glasgow University. He's a fellow at the Royal College of Physicians and faculty pharmaceutical medicine. Holds a doctorate of science at University of Kent in the UK. So he's also basically an MD, PhD, just whatever they call that in the UK. Christopher Giordano, we already have gone over his resume pretty extensively. He is the CEO of the company, fairly young guy, but still 20 years experience. Our board of directors believe that Mr. Giordano's 20 years experience, clinical research industry, extensive experience bringing pharmaceutical product to market qualifies him to serve on a board. Generally, this small company CEO is going to be on the board. Robin Hunter served just since 2022. She was Global Chief Financial Officer, Citayo Biotech, clinical stage immuno-oncology company, served as Chief Financial Officer of Fortress Biotech, um, Vice President Corporate Controller. So She is a accounting type of controller. So she's the one holding the purse strings, and she is not a scientist. She has a BA in economics from Union College in Schenectady, New York. It's upstate. Ah, beautiful, marvelous. Um, so board of directors believes da da da. Gerald Prohl. Again, he is the chairman of the board, and you can go through and read all of these. He again is a business guy, BS in education from State University of New York, MA in exercise physiology from Wake Forest University, and an MBA from Rockhurst University. Kind of an odd, odd mix of education, but education, then exercise physiology, and then an MBA. But hey, good for him. He's a lifelong learner. So, and then Stuart Rich, MD. I believe that this guy is really the linchpin to getting FDA approval for Lavoss and Mendon. You read Dr. Rich's biography. He was professor of medicine beginning in 2014 at Northwestern University, Feinberg School of Medicine, co founder of Pulmonary Vascular Research Institute. This guy's resume is really, really impressive. Um, he was a standing member of the Cardiovascular and Renal Advisory Committee of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration from 2002 to 2013. Um, he was a standing member, and then if you take a look, our board of directors believes that Dr. Rich's extensive medical background in the field of pulmonary hypertension and experienced consultant and stand as a consultant and standing member of the cardiovascular. So he's still a standing member of this committee with the FDA, according to this bio, anyway. Um, so it's asking you to approve these directors. If you're going to vote your shares, I would definitely vote for this one. This is an outstanding board of directors for such a small, shaky company. I'm surprised that, and our board's not paid a whole hell of a lot. It's like 50 grand a year, including stock options. So, a lot of boards they pay a couple 100,000, 100,000, but this is probably taking up very little time. So people are willing to sit on this board. I think it says a lot about Dr. Douglin, Dr. Rich. I think it says a lot about their reputations, the type of talent and quality they can get on this board for very little compensation. Reverse stock split. This is one that a lot of people are kind of freaking out about because, it's always a negative. Nobody wants to see the stock go. But this is what happened. We had a huge offering, sold a lot of shares very cheap, including the warrants, and you expected the stock to be driven down to that level. Now the stock's driven all the way down to the mid 30s. And we're in violation of the bid price rule again. So you have to be trading at $1. You have to vote on this stock split. This doesn't really affect the company in any way. It doesn't affect shareholders in any way. But in what you don't like to see is in January, they just did a reverse stock split. So you don't want to see another reverse stock split like a few months later. But, the company was shorted heavily. And then this is what happens. I guess companies started dumping shares, shorting shares. And then we got all the way down to the mid 30s. So authorizing a reverse stock split is really no surprise. It has to be done. If you don't authorize it at this meeting, you can't get it authorized before the September deadline without a special shareholder meeting, and that costs a lot more money. They have to hire another. So to do this once at one meeting for a company this small with this budget is the way to go. So if you're a shareholder, unfortunately, I think you have to hold your nose and vote for this reverse stock split. It is just a procedural thing, a response to stimuli. It's not really a choice by the company. So, accordance with NASDAQ listing compliance period of 180 days until September 25, 2023. So they have to close at $1 per share for a minimum of 10 consecutive business days. And again, reducing the number of absent other factors generally increases the per share market price. Although the intent of reverse is increase the common stock price, there can be no assurance of that. Even if a reverse stock split is affected, the bid price of the company's stock will be sufficient to regain compliance. So even if they reverse stock split, the company has to stay up at that level for more than 10 days in order to satisfy the bid price rule. If it's beaten back or shorted back under $1 before 10 days, they will not be in compliance. compliance and will be in danger of delisting. So that goes through the procedures, the principles, a reverse stock split. This actually does confirm 22 million shares, but there still are outstanding common stock, but there's still 4.5 million shares pending on the warrants. So not all of the warrants were actually exercised. It looks like quite a few, maybe. Looks like about 10-15% of the warrants are still being held. That makes a lot of sense to me. I didn't see why they were exercising all those cashless warrants with the price so low below where they paid, but we have to see what their actual end plan is. It's not just to drive the stock down in the 30s and bankrupt the company, because the company has cash to operate now for almost another year and is in no danger of going bankrupt in the immediate future. So that's basically what this meeting does. Number one, elect board of directors. Number two, authorize a reverse stock split. Number three, it will increase the number of shares for their compensation plan by about 2.7 million. This was necessary after the reverse split, and also I think if they can compensate people with shares rather than cash, that is better at this point, because frankly, no one likes to see more dilution, but we've already been diluted to hell and back, and we need the cash to continue as a going concern until we can get a partner for the phase 3 trial of Lavosin Menden. In any case, this then filing goes through all kinds of accounting matters, what the approval of each voting matter means, that you what it means if you abstain or don't vote. In the case of the board of it basically tells you all this stuff up here. But in the case of the election of directors, withheld votes have no effect. Just the 4 votes are all that matter. For the reverse stock split, the plan amend proposal to increase the shares, the ratification of the new auditor, accounting firm, and then proposal. These, if you don't vote for these, it will have the same effect as a vote against. So a no vote is a vote for no on these. In any case, I just one more thing I'd like to note. Let me pull back out. I want to pull up Ortex. Not supposed to show that on YouTube, but there's been a couple of articles actually. Um, One was in Modern R, one was in Daily Political. These are kind of these rags that throw up these automated, but they're putting out a lot of press right now. They're just throwing it out. April 14th, April 15th, 2 articles that 10x short interest is down 89.4%. Now, if you go to Ortex or Fintel or one of these sites that usually has very accurate short information, that will be reflected. The short interest is down. It says 96% value. I mean, that's a lot because the stock price, but the short interest as a percentage free float is down 94%. I don't believe this. I believe all this data is inaccurate. And then it says cost to borrow is up 250%. So none of this makes a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. If you cut this data down to say the last like 7 days, it still says short interest is just down through the roof, and then cost to borrow being up slightly. Just this data, both on Ortex and Fintel, doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. But one thing I notice is they are putting out a lot of articles that says short interest has gone away, and I think that might be in preparation to pump the stock. But in any case, it's 6 a.m. now out here in Los Angeles. Pre-market, 10x is down 1 penny or 3%, down to 0.3552. I imagine it'll be a rough day for the stock, because this is just the reverse split is just a dirty word in penny stocks. Nobody likes to see it. It often comes with offering, and often comes with shorting, and it often comes with the stock just getting beat absolutely to hell. But it is a Monday morning. I feel like I've been rode hard and put away wet this weekend. So I would encourage you, if you are an investor, to head on over to 10x Thera and read the form pre-14A filed on 4/14/2023. Shouldn't be anything really unexpected in there. I think, again, what the company is looking for is a partner for the phase 3 for the Lavosin Menden drug. If they can get a partner who's willing to fund that trial and, by some miracle, the other P3 trial as well for imatinib, this company can go places. If they don't get the trial started and they don't get funding for the P3 trial, this company is going nowhere fast. I believe Lavos Mendon is worth a lot of money. Orion sold a hell of a lot of it in Europe over the years. Now the generics have taken that business out, but 10x Therapeutics, on the other hand, is getting patent protection in the bag through at least 2040 for this particular indication of heart failure, specific type of heart failure. Read all about it in my previous videos. Anyway, guys, it is Monday morning, 6 a.m. That's the 10x Therapeutics 14A filing update for you. Sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy. Haven't had my coffee yet, but you know, who gets up at 4:30 in the morning to do a stock update to like 3 people for a stock that very few people care about and everybody seems to be kind of getting bored with and jumping ship on, but you still hear these little like short squeeze and this is the hot topic, and you see the little rocket ship emojis and all this stuff. All that stuff is noise and nonsense. This is a real drug with real potential, and it's either going to go or it's not. And it's either going to get through phase 3 or it's not. So that's going to determine the success and the failure of this company. It's not going to be this one hedge fund that shorts it. If this drug goes into P3 with a credible partner, you are going to see the stock move to the upside because this drug is going to sell. It has already been selling for decades for this particular indication, and it's been proven safe and effective, and just for one reason or another, it's never been taken to the finish line with FDA for this indication, but all indications are that it can be. So I am still bullish on the stock. We'll still be adding on any significant dips, but I advise you to read all the information, think for yourself, make your own decisions. This is certainly not financial advice. I obviously don't know anything, and I'm obviously very tired and slightly stupid. But thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great day. Hope it's a good investment week. Hope everybody had a good, safe, and happy weekend. Thanks for watching. I'll be coming back at you soon. This is DannyDealz for Hurricane Lopez. I want to thank you for watching Un Poco Mas, the show where we endeavor to give you just a little bit more. Hope you have a great day.